Alright, this video is for people, serious people, who are trying to instill discipline in themselves and build consistency in the gym. So the goal of this video, goal, is to help you, the viewer, understand discipline and how to achieve gym consistency on a consistent basis. So we're going to go through three kind of sections here. First, it's going to be identify, that is going to be explain, and then it's going to be action, and then conclusion. So actionable steps, and then the conclusion of the video. So let's get right into identify. So identify, go into this with the open mindset of like, you're going to identify, the things of your life that's not letting you get into the gym, or that's not letting you go, or the things that's not promoting you to go to the gym. So why aren't you disciplined? So identify why you aren't disciplined, So number one here I got is you eat fucking Cheetos. You eat Cheetos, you eat Doritos. You feel like shit because of what you eat. So it's not going to help you to eat Cheetos, Doritos, donuts and shit. And it's not going to help you get in the gym if you're feeling like shit constantly eating these shitty foods when you need to be eating like more healthier alternative foods. You are not being productive in general. That's one. Two, as well, if you're eating Cheetos, Doritos, you're watching movies all the time, you're not being productive within your own life and feeling fulfilled, that's going to have impact on your life. As a young man, going to the gym and you're not being fulfilled internally, how are you going to have the motivation to even go to the gym and build the discipline required to do that? If you're not being productive in general, either through work or what your passion is, through God and things of that nature, then how do you think, you're going to be, if you're not productive, how are you going to get in there and build a consistency? So you don't want to make time for the gym. You have to make time for it, and you only want to go when it's convenient or you feel like it. Regardless of what you feel like it, I've been there. I understand what it's like to go and you don't want to go, or you're too sore and you don't want to go, your chest is sore, you don't want to hit legs. I understand that, but it's about going in the gym, being consistent. So it's about going when you don't want to and making time for it. Making time for it is the most crucial thing, and not making the excuse of just not going because you say you don't have any time for it, or you only want to go when you feel like it. So another part of identify is that, if you're not going and you're not, doing it at all, you just don't want to have your ideal body type. You don't want to have your 10 out of 10 physique. You don't want to control how you look. You don't want to get better. That's what you're saying to yourself when you say, oh, I'm not going to go, I don't feel good, or I don't, my tummy hurts. It's okay not to go when you're sick, and I understand rest recovery, sleep is very important, but you need to understand the fact that, just because you don't feel like going, what are your options? A and B. You got option A is stay in the same spot and not, be progressing, or you have option B, instill discipline and work for it, work for going, go and instill that discipline. It's like you have a +1 point on your skill tree of discipline, +1 point on your skill tree of being in the gym and adding more weight, becoming stronger, things of that nature. Just think of it as a level up. So those are your options. A, stay in the same spot. B, instill discipline. So you have to identify these things. All right, next section here is explain. Now, foods affect your brain, and consistency here, this whole video revolves around consistency and discipline, is that consistency is king. And I'll say that again, consistency is king. It is king. All right? Instill that in yourself, that consistency is king, and consistency rules majority over of what actually happens within your overall life and within the gym. If you're consistently going to the gym, you on data are going to consistently go and consistently make gains, consistently make strength endeavors, consistently become stronger and bigger dependent on your training. Now, consistency and building on going into making it a routine is something you have to do, and I'm going to explain to you kind of like how you get into doing that and things of that nature. So you have to make it a part of you. You have to make it a ritualistic thing. How when you get up and you make coffee, that's like a really ritualistic thing there. That's something you have to do, but just with working out. You have to wake up and be like, oh, I'm just going to go to the gym today. Like, it's not, you don't even think that. You just know you're going to go, know you're going to make time for it, regardless of what time it is, regardless of where you're at. You're always going to try to instill that within your day because it becomes routine to you. So just how maybe you, a young man watching this video, or middle-aged man, and you just love playing video games, and you have like the, not discipline, but like you find that fun and enjoyable, of just playing video games, and you make that habitual. That's something for you need to do with the gym. You need to make going to the gym habitual. So I'm explaining, you got to make it habitual, just like if you have like video games and stuff. And the same thing can be done with the gym. Video games, honestly, take it from me, or just take it with a grain of salt. In my opinion, in most people's opinions, I think video games are a waste of your time if you're trying to grow anything in that matter in your personal life and the gym, trying to fit things in. It's definitely holding you back in your productivity in multiple areas of your life. And this video is for people who actually want to change. If you don't want to change, then get off this video. I don't know why you're here. There's no clickbait. There's nothing here. This is just a raw video of me talking, trying to help people get into the gym, because I was once someone who just played video games and that was my whole day. And now I go to the gym consistency and I fell in love with it, and now it's a habitual thing. I want to help you, the viewer, get consistent with it. And I'm not saying you can't play video games, but I am saying that you should make it habitual. You shouldn't make it like unhealthily habitual to play video games, but if you need to unwind of the day and the work is all done of the day, I would say video games can be acceptable, but there are better uses of your time, in just my opinion. Just affects your productivity a lot. So this is videos for people, who want to change. There's no flashy edit here. Just straight information to the camera. It's not a brain rotted, this isn't for brain rotted individuals on TikTok, scrolling every day, and who's not going to take the step and say, oh, Connor, I can't give up video games. You think it's fucking ridiculous. They're going to type that in the comments right now, all mad at me, but those people this video is not for that kind of people, It's for people who want to change. And what I say to those people who say, I can't give up video games, is for the most part you can. You can benefit from not playing video games, and you can fill that time with reading, doing other things of that nature, going to the gym, as this video is for. And back onto the gym, consistency. Food affects your brain and your body and your mood. If you're gonna eat junk food, you're gonna feel like shit, and you're not gonna perform as best as you can, especially in the gym as well. So you have to take an account of like what you're putting in your body. And that's going to be the chink in your armor, really. If you're eating like shit and you're trying to go to the gym and you're feeling like shit, it's going to be the chink in your armor of like, oh, I feel like shit. I eat too much. I don't feel like going. You got to build a consistent diet, eating whole foods, then worry about adding in, some treats here and there. But once you get a good thing going for you and you get the consistency, then is when you can add some treats, some, celebration, some pizza here and there. When you're on your path, you're paving it and you're loving it. Next thing I got up is excuses. So excuses justify the actions are wrong. So you don't want to go to the gym. You're like, oh, I stubbed my toe. I can't go to the gym. Or I fucking hit my knee. I can't go to the gym. Instead of training something else, you're making the excuse, oh, I can't go. Making the excuses here is just a big thing. You're just trying to, your body, your brain is trying to justify the actions that you're kind of like deluding yourself of like, hey, you know what I mean? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You delude yourself, and then in your little brain, you're like, I hit my toe, and my foot's kind of sore, and I'm sore on my lower body. I don't hit lower body. You just have to go. All right, focus on the results, not the excuses you make or tell yourself. No boxer, no fighter, whoever lived, or Olympian, when they lost, they didn't say, oh, I lost, but I was tired. Like, no one cares because you lost. You lost because you were tired. And in the end, they will say they won. They won't say you lost because you were tired. They would just say you lost, and they'll say he won. You know, they're not going to say he won because of this, this, that. They're not going to say you lost because of this, this, and that. They're going to say you lost, he won. And if you're losing because you're tired, you know, nobody's going to identify that for you. Nobody's going to just, it's not an excuse. No one cares that you're tired. No one cares at all, period. You know, the person who's going to care the most about you and your fitness and your goals is you. So you got to get in there and do what's right and not make excuses that you know that those are wrong. You know, justifying your actions for saying why you can't go and why you can't do this, why you can't do that, when you should just be getting in there. So, pretty much final, is actionable steps. So these are the actionable steps you can do that I'm going to tell you, you know, right now that you can do right now. So, eat to fuel. You know, do not eat to satisfy. Eat, I'll say that again, eat to fuel, not to satisfy, right? Treat here and there, okay, acceptable. But for the most part, and if you want to get on it, don't even add treats until you're consistent with your diet, honestly. I have videos on scaling and how to scale with your food. Go check those out if you need them. I also have one-on-one coaching below. I will go over nutrition plans, workouts, everything with you in the description below. But eat to fuel, not to satisfy. You don't want to overeat to where you feel lethargic or tired, unless it's the end of the day, really. You don't want to have any of those foods or have that much of food unless you're ready to wind down and go to bed. You know, you don't want to be feeling lethargic midday when, you know, or feeling like shit. So eat for energy to keep yourself going and ready for the gym and for the day itself. And, you know, right now, whatever you're doing, do some push-ups. Do 10 push-ups right now. I bet 99% of people didn't even do it. But the person right now who's doing it right now, you know, that's the person that's going to achieve their 10 out of 10 physique. You know, that's the person that's going to achieve what they want in life. You know, because they're doing the actionable steps. So if you're eating good, eating clearer now, good job. You know, we love this shit. So do some morning push-ups maybe. You know, get your brain in the consistency mode. Getting up, getting a routine, doing a little bit of push-ups. And then eventually, you know, when you get consistent with the gym, you don't have to do the morning push-ups because you're consistent in the gym, you know. Next step is just drink more water. You know, when you're in the gym, you're going to have, you're turning into an athlete, you know. You're going to be sweating. Drink water, electrolytes, hydrate yourself. Learn about hydration. I have an informational video on this channel as well. Go check that out. On hydration, salts, sodium, you know, salt, sodium, magnesium. Those are basic electrolytes, you know, that you need. You can go to fucking Walmart and get electrolytes, little packets. They're like $2 for 10, like little packets. That too, you can get the liquid one too, more portable than the ones you gotta cut open. So, final conclusion of this video is how to stay consistent. I just went over, identify, and explain to yourself, and I explained it, and you gotta explain to yourself why you're going, you know. What are the options you have? Stay stagnant, make progress, and you got to identify why you're not going, how to make time. And making time is about prioritizing it. You know, it's not about just going to the gym. It's about finding the time to and going when you don't feel like it. That's ultimately what it comes down to. And when you go, that's when you're going to make the most mental capacity gains and like, oh, I need to be going. Oh, I should be going. Oh, I'm going now. And that's when it becomes habitual, you know, for yourself. So take the actionable steps, drink more water, do some morning push-ups, get some sort of kind of routine down to where you're regularly creating energy, right? It's all about creating energy. When you're eating the good food, when you're doing the morning push-ups, when you're in the consistency mode and you're drinking water, you're creating energy for yourself. And then when you're in the gym, doing the gym, you're creating discipline, you're creating energy for yourself. Now, if you need help with these things, that's what this channel's for. So stick around, subscribe, like. Again, in the description, I have my one-on-one coaching. If you want to check that out, it's in the description. Let me know, comment, subscribe, whatever. I want to hear from you guys all the time. I want to hear your consistencies. I want to hear how I changed your life, how I helped you, how I provided value, if this video was any use to you. So, I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace out.